How to extract a complete list of extension types within a directory. Within a directory, and recursively within its subdirectories, meaning every directory within a directory is processed. How do I compile a complete list of unique extensions within the directory? OS is Windows XP with all the current updates, but I OK running script if I'm able to tell what it's doing, though I would prefer not to have to install .NET, since I really do not like it.
This batch script will do it. Save it as any .bat file, and run it with the command batch file. Substitute whatever you named it, to list the current directory, or specify a path with batch file's path. It will search all subdirectories. If you want to export to a file, use batch file filename.txt, or batch file path filename.txt. Explanation. Everything before the .f line just sets things up. It gets the target directory to search, enables delayed expansion which lets me do update variables in the loop, and defines a new line, lf, that I can use for neater output. Oh, and the %1 means get the first argument, removing quotes which prevents doubled up quotes, see for ? The loop uses the dirb, the columns d %target command, grabbing a list of all files in all subdirectories under the target. %11 extracts the extension out of the full paths the dir command returns. An empty extension is replaced with file with no extension, so you know there is such a file. If I added an empty line instead, it's not quite as obvious. The whole current list if sent through a find command, to ensure uniqueness. The text output of the find command is sent to null, essentially a black hole. We don't want it. Since we always append a column at the end of the list, we should also make sure the search query ends with a column so it doesn't match partial results, see comments. Error level is set by the find command. A value of 0 indicates there was a match. So if it's not 0, the current extension is not on the list so far, and should be added. The echo line basically outputs, and I also replace my placeholders, column, with newlines to make it look nice.
Although not strictly meeting the requirement for a batch script, I have used a single-line piped PowerShell script. Where? Get child item C column / mid-directory recurse retrieves all files in the directory and subdirectories. Group extension no element groups the results by the file extension. Sort count desk sorts the results by the number of matching extensions in each group, from most to least. File extensions.txt pipes the results to the specified file. You could potentially run it from the command line /batch file. If you remove C column / mid-directory, it will execute in the current directory. Edit April 20th, 2021. As per the comment from @MansomVampire, if you want to find hidden files as well, you should add force before recurse in the above command. At the end, it will produce a file extensions txt containing something like the following. Depending on your folder structure, you may occasionally get errors notifying you that you have a long path. Any subdirectories in there will also not be parsed, but the results for everything else will still show. Notes: you will of course need PowerShell, which you can grab from here. It can also run on multiple operating systems.
Here's a detailed answer using PowerShell. With Windows XP you'll have to install PowerShell. Hey, scripting guy. How can I use Windows PowerShell to pick out the unique file extensions used in a collection of files?
To list all unique extensions from CMD under the path you're on use.
I found it useful to change to, and to change to. The generated file contained no line feeds, but no matter. .bat, pdf.skp, .ai, .png, jpg, tif.pcp, txt.lst, ttf, font, psd, ind, docs, pdf, jpg, gif.jpeg, dwg, xor file with no extension, virl map, Saturday Bach, CTB, which I was then able to use for my project.